I'm Colin Sullivan.
And I'm Pepper Rayberg.
And this is Almost Live, a weekly show designed to give you the who's who and what's what of Telluride and Mountain Village. On this week's show, we're joined by Catherine Warren with her Warren Commission for news on the local music and entertainment scene. Then we're going to sit down with Warren Paige of the Chamber Music Fest and also have a conversation with Tara Kelly of One-to-One Youth Mentoring.
We'll take a look at profile pieces for Cashmere Red and Heritage Apparel. And the Wine Geek Food Freak, Patrick Legans, is going to show us how he prepares mussels.
We're going to go back in time with a retro ride to a Chamber Music Fest performance at the Palm Theater, and then we're going to go undercover between the covers with Diva Chisonis, and there's going to be a new segment of device advice from the Wilkinson Public Library.
And last but not least, we'll give you a chance to practice squat pose with our favorite local yogini, Barbara Glansing. For now, let's join Colin and Catherine for this week's Warren Commission.
And here we are with the beautiful, the amazing Catherine Warren for her Warren Commission. I'm embarrassing her right now.
Yeah, the embarrassed Catherine
The embarrassed Catherine Warren. We love you here. We need to know what's going on. You've been very busy all summer writing and talking to us about things.
Yes.
We still need to know what's going on because the Telluride summer just don't stop.
It does not stop. We're still busy. I was going through my list in my little black book this morning just thinking like, wow, when are we going to have a chance to rest up?
It's a good thing that's all you do here.
Yeah.
And like not also work at the Sheridan Opera House and like do all the events there as well.
Yeah.
So tell us what's going on.
Yeah, all sorts of great stuff happening this weekend and into next week. We're kicking things off with J.S. Andara. He is a folk singer originally from Africa, and he is playing at the Reflection Plaza as part of the Music on the Green Friday from 5 to 7. That's free. Go get a beverage from Hotel Madeline and enjoy the free music.
That's amazing. What an amazing service that Mountain Village does. And we were at one of the concerts. I brought the kid up, and there were so many people there.
Yeah.
Really great.
So this is a new addition the last summer in Reflection Plaza, in addition to the Sunset Concert that will be on Wednesday. We'll get to that in a moment. Also on Friday night at 5:30 at the Peaks is the Top Chef Taste of Telluride, a wonderful fundraiser for One-to-One. However, I understand the One-to-One folks will be here to talk about this amazing event soon.
Yes, we'll get a lot more detail on that later in the show.
Moving right on, but it's so fun. I love Top Chef. We have the ABBA Fab Ultimate ABBA Tribute Band at the Sheridan Opera House later on Friday night at 9 p.m. It is a 70s costume contest, so
So all of Telluride will be there?
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, or tourists who are watching online, costume contest means everybody in Telluride will be there.
And this year's our costume contest for Friday night is the winner receives a $100 gift certificate to future Sheridan Arts Foundation produced shows.
Great.
So I think people will. It's a pretty good incentive. Come on out. You know, Mamma Mia 2 just came out. People love Mamma Mia and the music of ABBA, and this is the Mamma Mia 2 tour from ABBA Fab, a great tribute band.
All right.
Tickets online. Also, this weekend we have a Chamber Music Festival. I understand Mr. Warren Paige will be on shortly to tell you more, but those, if you like chamber music, check their shows out at the Palm on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and then Sunday at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Beautiful stuff. They always bring beautiful stuff here.
Sunday afternoon, we have a band that canceled on us we had to cancel the show because of snow. We got too much snow, but Victor Wooten Trio is actually returning to the Sheridan Opera House this Sunday. Some may know him as the acclaimed bass player with Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. I heard a gentleman on the street yesterday say he is the best living bass player who's still touring. So
amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, Victor Wooten's pretty
feedback.
amazing. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're like, we're glad we brought him.
Thank you for those opinions. Also, on Tuesday, it's kind of like a mini concert series at the Sheridan Opera House. We have a fabulous band by the name of Fruition. They played at Bluegrass last year. Great rock roots band. They play bluegrass instruments, but their genre is not bluegrass. So it's just really rootsy and fun, and tickets are still available for that as well. all online at SheridanOperaHouse.com. And then next Wednesday night, we have the Charlie Hunter Trio playing the Sunset Concert Series.
Yes.
And I believe that is the final Sunset Concert Series. So
I think so, yeah.
go on out to Mountain Village, the Sunset Plaza, get a drink from one of the lovely vendors nearby, Poachers, La Piazza, and enjoy some free live music.
Thanks a lot, Catherine.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to know more about any one of these events, or potentially like bands upcoming at the Sheridan or smaller bands that we might not know enough about, and we wanted to read that in print, not just invite you over to the house to tell us, where would we do that?
You can pick up this week's copy of the Watch newspaper. I have the print version of the Warren Commission as a music column in the Watch every week, coming out Thursdays.
Thank you very much for being here, Catherine.
Thanks.
All right, let's head over to Patrick Legans. He's going to do a lovely mussel dish for us. The Wine Geek Food Freak will be first, and then we're going to see a nice profile of a local business down in Telluride, Cashmere Red.
Hi, I'm Patrick Legans, the Wine Geek Food Freak. Today I went to my local market, Clark's Market, found some beautiful blue mussels. A lot of people call them black mussels. No such thing. They're blue mussels. I'm going to take some chopped garlic. I got some beautiful extra virgin olive oil already hot in the pan. I'm going to saute these till they're just a little golden blonde. I'm going to add some Roma tomatoes, a little pinch of salt, toss those up. I'm going to add some crushed red pepper. I'm going to let these tomatoes soften up. I remember the first time I was cooking in Italy, I was in the kitchen and I wanted to say to my superiors how much I knew about the tomatoes, so I decided I'd say, I can't believe the tomatoes from Mexico. And I thought I was going to follow that up with, wow, look how much the Italians have done with the tomatoes since these short 200 years. But all I got at was the tomatoes from Mexico. The whole kitchen stopped. You could hear a pin drop. The next thing you know, the head chef, Antonio Rogers, turns to me and says, Patrick, some people will tell you that the pasta is from China. That's bull crap, man. Don't ever say that in an Italian kitchen. After these soften up a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of white wine, a little bit for the Wine Geek Food Freak. And then I'm going to add the blue mussels. Now we just reduce from here. Now the mussels have started opening up for us. Start collecting those. Now mussels are alive until we put them in here, so if they don't open up, it means they were dead before you got them. Don't eat those. Sometimes you can hit them a little bit, make them give up. All right, I'm going to take the back side of a slotted spoon, get after it here for just a second. I've had some al dente linguine pasta cooking right back here. I like to add my pasta straight from the water. There's a lot of sodium in there. Helps the pasta adhere to the sauce. I'm going to toss this pasta with our little sauce. I'm going to check my salt content. Remember, you can always add salt, but you can't take it away. So always do that at the end. All right, give it another toss here. Turn that off. Now, I'm going to plate that linguine pasta right here. I'm just going to stab all those mussels all around the plate. This juice that's left in the bowl, you want some of that. I like to pour that into my little mussels friends here. And then we'll finish that with some parsley. And there we have it. Until next time, remember, all you need is good ingredients, some care, and a minute of your time, and you can eat like me, Patrick Legans, the Wine Geek Food Freak.
Cashmere Red is a Scottish men's and women's cashmere boutique. We specialize in Scottish cashmere, which is the best quality cashmere. So we run the gamut from classic to contemporary styles. Blankets, so we have houseware, even a cuddly teddy bear. In our men's collection, I think one of the most spectacular pieces that we have is this men's blazer. The cashmere is actually knit in Scotland, and it's got this beautiful nep to it. And then it's assembled in Italy, so it's a beautiful Italian tailoring. So we are using only the very longest and the very finest fibers, which creates the best quality cashmere. So our wispy weight scarves are really one of the most unique things in the shop. The cashmere is spun with a filament that's water soluble and is milled out, and then you're left with this, which is, as one of my staff members say, it's like wearing a cloud. When you're in a cashmere store, it's a tactile experience, and you want to feel and touch, and you want to be embraced by all the cashmere. I always knew that I wanted to open a boutique in Telluride, but I wanted it to be a niche business. And when I started studying cashmere, I thought that it was fascinating, and I took a trip to Scotland, and 2 years later, I opened Cashmere Red. We love meeting people, we love hearing your story, and we look forward to seeing you.
All right, that was a cool look at Cashmere Red down there in Telluride. And here we are with Tara Kelly, the ED of Telluride One-to-One Youth Mentoring, right?
One-to-one mentoring.
One-to-one mentoring,
Yep.
okay. First of all, before we get into the organization
Okay.
and the amazing stuff that you guys do, because it is really amazing, I want to know about you.
Oh.
How did you get here? Where do you come from?
The Telluride story, is that what
The
you're looking for?
Telluride story
That
is
everybody
what
has?
I'm looking for, yeah.
I came here 18 years ago in July
That's
of
wild.
2000 for my little brother, Sean Tannehill's wedding.
Okay.
Sean was the head of golf for the ski resort in the golf club, and we came out for his wedding and kind of fell in love with the town. My kids were in kindergarten and 6th grade, and
That's
we
great.
came out for vacation, and we ended up moving out here 4 months later. And I started working at Telski, and my kids were in private Catholic school in Boca Raton, Florida.
Really?
So we moved from Boca Raton, Florida. They had never seen snow. Packed up a U-Haul and towed our.
They were super excited, though.
Yep, they were scared. But
They were scared of the snow?
They were scared of everything.
They probably are like
Yeah.
expert skiers.
I mean,
or
they didn't even
snowboarders
know
now,
how
right?
to put gloves on. They didn't know how to put, they never wore, really socks. They were Boca Raton.
To live the life of a kid and have that be the biggest thing that you're worried about.
Yeah.
you
So
know?
we drove across country, listened to Harry Potter all the way,
Nice.
and got out here right a week before the ski mountain opened.
Amazing.
And I started selling lift tickets at the ski resort, and the kids started school, and I worked for the ski resort for 12 years, and then after 12 years, I started with One-to-One.
Yeah, how'd you get to One-to-One?
I decided that, I wanted to really do something that I was really passionate about. And children I'm extremely passionate about. So they had an opening, and I interviewed for it and got the job in 2013. 2 weeks before my fundraiser is when I started with Top Chef.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So
so-
we're going to talk about the
Yeah.
fundraiser a little bit later, and I would encourage everybody to go, but it's packed as well, right? So like, there's so many people. We'll talk about that in a
Okay.
second. So tell me a little bit about, in terms of the story you had with your kids, just not knowing how to put on gloves or those kind of things, and the things kids worry about. That are kid things are taken care of usually by a parent or a mentor, and sometimes kids just don't have that because they have working parents. We have a lot of middle class and lower middle class families here, and you guys provide an incredible service here in the Box Canyon. And can you talk about that with One-to-One?
Yeah, One-to-One is organization that has been around for 24 years. And we service the youth in our community, and we match a youth with a caring adult. And we're very, and they're mentors, as I'm sure you've had mentors and you've been a mentor.
I have, I've never done it with One-to-One,
One-to-one,
but I
but-
just, because of by virtue of like my background in theater, I end up mentoring. We have an apprenticeship program and things like that. I end up mentoring a lot of kids that are sort of surrounding the arts and those kind of things. But
So, and everybody needs a mentor in their lives, and we match very what we call intentionally. So we interview mentors, and we talk to the children that are, they get into our program either recommended by their parents or by teachers or by social services, or some kids ask, I want to have a mentor. And
That's amazing.
we have matched a little girl whose mother passed away from breast cancer, and we matched her with a mentor whose mother passed away when she was young, and this little girl asked to be matched, and they are an amazing match. And they make banana bread together, and they do all sorts of things together. And the mentor is now part of the family, and she does all the family
You're gonna have
events.
to stop because you're gonna make me cry.
I know, it's one of my
it's
one of my touchstone stories because it makes me cry.
It's difficult because I now have a 2-year-old,
Yeah.
and I just I see how I always saw how important it was because my background a little bit was that I was a teacher, and I actually cut my teeth in the Bronx. So in the Bronx, the thing that was interesting was when I got here, I taught at the mountain school for a little while, and I remember talking to the head of the school at that point, and I remember having a specific conversation one time, and I said, these children, a lot of these kids are no different than those kids. They have working families, they need, thank God for programs like one-to-one, thank God that we have this small school atmosphere, but it's like kids really need this. They need people in their lives who are different to be able to tell them, here's how you put your gloves on when it's cold out, those kind of things. Or, it's going to be okay because, it's not the end of, it's difficult to have a parent die, but it's not the end of the world.
Right.
And you can still go on. So you guys, you can't tell me any more stories.
Well,
that's the rule.
and also the mentors, mentors are like,
how does
why
that
didn't I
happen?
do this earlier?
Yeah.
I've had many mentors say, gosh, I wish I had done this earlier. Or one of our mentors was talking with somebody, and everybody in Telluride's really busy and has multiple jobs, and everybody's like, well, I don't have time to be a mentor. And somebody said to her, their friend, do you have time for friends? And she's like, oh, well, yeah, I always have time for friends. Then you have time to be a mentor.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow, you're right. And the mentors now, they're like, they get to do things that they never would have done. Like,
I hate to let me tell everybody this. Yeah, it's like kids can do things with you. They can go sledding or hiking or they can go have food with you, those kind of things. I mean,
some of these, a lot of children, because they don't think about hiking, have never hiked up Bear Creek, and they've lived here their whole lives.
Yeah.
So they'll hike up Bear Creek and they'll be like, oh, I never knew this was even here.
Oh, man.
Just walking around town and sitting on Main Street and having a cup of hot chocolate. These kids,
I don't know.
Just time.
I really don't know how we could get a worthier cause on this couch.
Right.
We've had a lot of people on this couch, and it's difficult because it's such an important thing, and it really is. I guess you just don't know because people think, I think here that there's such wealth and opulence here, and there's more than there ever was before. But those folks really do pay into the system here. They help out a lot with nonprofits like yours and like mine, and I have to say, you have a fundraiser coming up, which has blown the doors off it since you guys started. Was it 8 years? 8 years
9
ago?
years ago.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
So and it's amazing. It's the Top Chef.
It's the Top Chef and
then
Taste
the
of
Taste of
Telluride,
Telluride, right? So explain what that is.
So it's our largest fundraiser of the year. It's this Friday, August 10th, and being a nonprofit, fundraisers are, what we have to do.
This is king.
So,
We beg.
and I'm also a huge food person, so this is a great fundraiser for me because I love food, and my youngest son is actually a chef in New York, so we're all about food in my family.
Oh, yeah.
And
Just little old New York, huh?
little old New York, yes, yes.
Just the top.
Just he go big or go home. Yeah.
Does he come back and do this? Has he ever done this?
He's never done this.
I'm sure he's very busy.
He's always been there to help me with the competition, but he can't come home this year. So he just he's working at a great restaurant in New York. So so the Top Chef and Taste of Telluride it's a Top Chef competition, and is one part of the fundraiser. And we have one round where we have 2 new chefs that haven't been in the competition. Except for this year, it's a little different. We have in the first round Eliza Gavin from 221, who was in the first Top Chef of Telluride.
She was in Top Chef.
And she was in Bravo's Top Chef.
Yeah, she was in Bravo's Top Chef.
2012.
She also secretly runs easily one of the best fine dining restaurants in Telluride, which is 221.
Right. So she's in our first round.
I pity the person who has to go against her.
Well,
Who is
his
it?
name's Mark Brower, and he's the sous chef at, I always say this wrong, the restaurant at the Peaks. I say this wrong.
I don't know.
Does anybody know? Altezza.
There you go. We got it from off camera. Thanks a lot, guys. That's okay.
And they are in the first round, and we supply them with a secret basket that I don't even know what it is until the day of.
Okay. This is like the SATs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can't get in. They're locked away.
Yep. I don't even know. And I don't really know until right before we present it to them. So we present them with a secret basket, and they have 30 minutes to make a dish and
Anything.
plate it. They have to use everything in the secret basket. We supply them with a full pantry. It's at the Peaks, and they have a stovetop and a grill, and they can bring their own equipment, but they have to use everything in the secret basket, make a dish. We present it to 4 local judges that we have, and the judges taste everything and vote on the first round, who wins that round, and then the winner of that round
Just keeps going on.
goes on to the next round,
Yeah.
and they go against Ross Martin, who's the chef at All Reds, who's won 2 years in a row.
Reigning, yeah, I know.
Yeah, and
You don't wanna
it's
mess around
amazing.
with Ross.
It's amazing, and so while that's
I'm gonna
going
put some
on,
money on it this year.
I
I think
don't
he's
know.
gonna
Yeah.
get dethroned.
I don't
got
know.
it.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing. When you're there, there's 2 other things. So you can enjoy that competition, which is really fun and amazing. But that's kind of almost the entertainment, because you can then taste dishes from all of the restaurants, right? In Telluride and Mountain Village, right?
We have we have the Taste of Telluride, and while the competition's going on, we have about 15 different tables of food and specialty cocktails and wine pairing.
Yeah, there's bartenders who are also making specialty cocktails.
Yep.
So the point being, you got to come with a friend, and that friend can only have the food, because
Right.
you're going to need a ride home.
You're gonna
afterwards.
that's the gondola.
Oh, that's the gondola. That's
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. So
It's-
I always say at my events, or even at dinner parties, you never leave my house hungry or sober. Can I say that out loud?
You can say that out loud. It's
So
fine.
it's kinda like this
a
event,
It's a
you know?
public show, and
Yep.
it's moreover, it's a public show in Telluride, so you could definitely say that.
So-
drivers, make sure that you take a friend, drink
Designated
responsibly,
drivers, right.
designated drivers,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. We support that here. Okay, but I want to ask you one last thing. Well, number one, where is the competition? Where is it, and when is it?
The competition is at the Peaks Resort.
Peaks Resort.
On the 2nd level, and we take over the Crystal Room, we take
Yeah.
over the Legends, we take over the deck outside. We've got a DJ, Sean
And
Mahoney.
what day is it?
Friday.
It's Friday.
5:30.
It's Friday, 5:30.
It's the food event of the year.
Top Chef, Taste of Telluride. It absolutely is the food event of the year. And now I have to go backwards a little bit and ask you a very important question, which is, if we want to become a mentor, how do we do this? Because this is your major resource.
Yes.
Okay, so how do we become a mentor at 1-to-1?
You can call us, but the best thing you could do is go onto our website, 1to1telluride.org,
Okay.
and fill out an application. And one thing that we're looking for always is male mentors.
Okay.
Hardest thing to find in all of the mentoring world.
I'm growing one right now.
I know.
So he'll be there in
Okay.
another 15 years.
Yeah.
That's going to be his. He's going to have to do it.
Right.
That's the deal.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and I would do it if I could. But
Well,
I'm
you
already,
do a lot.
Yeah, I already got 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So
it's okay.
So anyway, Tara, lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
Everybody, go to Top Chef on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and help and support 1-to-1 mentoring and become a mentor.
Great.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Let's head over to Heritage Apparel, a local business in Mountain Village.
I'm Meredith Muller, and I would like to introduce you to Heritage Apparel. We are a clothing store for men, women, and children. We carry exclusive lines such as Rag & Bone, Zadig and Voltaire.
You need summer clothes. I got summer, winter, every season. Beautiful jewelry from local designers.
It is an honor to be a part of Heritage Apparel for my brand. Our clothes are said to be the model off-duty clothes. They have an effortless appeal to them.
And we like to spend the time with our customers to find that right piece or whatever it is they're looking for.
It's so wonderful to have all these brands under one roof because you can come in here and shop for everyone in the family.
We have everything from international designers to local designers. We're located in Mountain Village, in Heritage Plaza, across from Boot Doctors, open 10 to 6 every day.
I love Heritage Apparel in Mountain Village. They've got great clothes and accessories, so make sure to go check them out.
Yeah. Mountain Village, Heritage Apparel, one of our local stores. We love our local stores. We love our local organizations. And as a public access channel, we work with all of them.
Telluride TV is a public access channel that depends on public support. We want to give a shout out to a few of our most generous supporters, the towns of Telluride and Mountain Village, the Telluride Foundation, and the Telluride Ski and Golf Club. Thank you.
Let's head back in time from the Telluride TV archives. We have a retro ride of the Chamber Music Fest at the Palm, and then after that, you're going to be seeing a new episode of Undercover at Between the Covers.
Greetings from Between the Covers, Telluride's fiercely independent bookshop since 1974. And welcome to August, chock full of author events in collaboration with the Wilkinson Public Library for our ongoing series, Authors Uncovered. We have four events scheduled for August. We've got 2 down, 2 to go. First one up is this Sunday, August 12th at 6:30 p.m. at the library. We've got Jonathan P. Thompson coming into town. He's written the book River of Lost Souls, The Science, Politics, and Greed Behind the Gold King Mine Disaster. It's part elegy, part ode, part investigative science journalism, and it tells the gripping story behind the 2015 Gold King Mine Disaster that turned the Animas River near Silverton and Durango orange with sludge, toxic metals that went on for 100 miles downstream. It affected farms and ranches, the towns along the way, and of course, the Navajo Nation. No one can tell this story better than Jonathan. He is a 6th-generation San Juan mountain man, and his family settled along the Animas River in 1870. Now, Jonathan lives in Bulgaria with his wife and 2 daughters, so the fact that he's come stateside on book tour to talk about this story, don't miss it. Andrew Gulliford, who is a historian and professor at Fort Lewis College in Durango, says, Thompson combines science, law, metallurgy, water pollution, bar fights, and the occasional murder into one of the best books written about the Southwest in years. It is a memoir, it's regional history, it's geology, but it's also a meditation on the mining disaster. And he doesn't just talk about 2015. He describes the history of the settlement of the Animas River Valley, the theories behind disaster cleanups, what Superfund sites mean to communities, what sacrifice zones and scare maps are, plus the tough measures that the Navajo Nation has taken to stand up for itself since the muck-up. So join us for this expose because, hey, we are all downstreamers. In between our 2 events with the library is the Telluride Mushroom Festival, the infamous festival that's been going on for 37 years. Sadly, since last year, we've lost 2 major mushroom gurus of the community, and that would be Gary Linkoff, author of National Audubon Society Field Guide to Mushrooms of North America, plus a bunch of other books, and also Dr. Emmanuel Saltzman, who founded Fungophile Inc., which became the Telluride Mushroom Festival in 1981. Manny just died about a week ago, and he was 99 years old. Gary was a New Yorker, Manny from Denver, 2 city boys that just absolutely loved the San Juans and the mushroom culture that it offers and that gathers here every year. You can count on tributes to both at the events, but also during the infamous Main Street Mushroom Parade on Saturday, August 18th. We will be at the show bar at the Sheridan Opera House for all 4 days. I literally live there, and I love the people that come in for this festival. We do have the largest curated collection of mycology books in the nation for any bookstore. So come on by and browse our tables, whether you're a seasoned mushroom veteran or just a beginner and would like a guidebook to get started. Authors that we'll have signings with over the weekend are Eugenia Bone, Trad Cotter, John Plischke, Katrina Blair, and Paul Stamets, the author of these really famous books. The festival is sold out pass-wise, but tickets are still available to individual events, including the Stamets lectures that will take place up in the Telluride Conference Center. Browsing at the Sheridan Opera House is free, so come on by. Come see me. One more thing before I sign off, and that is the last Authors Uncovered event with the library, and that is Woody Tosh. He's coming back into town. He is the founder of the Slow Money Institute, and he's got a new book. And I'm going to cheat a bit because this is the longest subtitle of a book ever in publishing history. The book is called Soil 2017, of earthworms, billionaires, aha moments, mythic implications, and the considerable virtues of bringing our money back down to earth. Not all of it, of course, but enough to matter. Notes toward the theory and practice of nurture capital. This guy is fascinating. The last time he was in Telluride about 8 years ago, we started a slow money book club with Chris Holstrom and Tompton Farms, and that went on for quite a while, and we discussed a lot of neat things about bringing our money back down to earth, slowing it down, just like the slow food movement. I'll talk more about that in the next installment of Undercover at Between the Covers. Until then, ciao.
All right, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed those 2 clips. I am happy to introduce Warren Paige, who's here with us in the studios from the Telluride Chamber Music Festival. Welcome, Warren.
Thank you, Pepper.
Well,
glad to be here.
Yeah, for starters, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you ended up here in Telluride and how you got involved with Chamber.
Well, 17 years ago, friends invited me out in the fall. Mm-hmm. And I was had just sold my business back in Indianapolis and was looking for a place as a second place to come. And of course, I fell in love with Telluride.
How can you not?
Third day here, I bought a condo. So.
Third day in, nice. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, so it's been very special.
And how long have you been involved with chamber music?
Well, actually, one of the first things I did when I came here was to be it was in August, at a chamber music concert, okay. And I went, oh my goodness, this has always been my love. Uh-huh. And so, yeah, it was a natural for me to volunteer and then volunteer too much. President of the board now, so for many years. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Chamber Music Festival. What can people look forward to? What's going to be going on?
Well, first of all, we begin tonight with our picnic at the park. From 5 to 6, people come with a picnic and maybe an adult beverage, and then it's at.
Is that a ticketed event, or is it open to everyone?
It's totally free.
Oh, how awesome!
It's in the town park, and it's always been a wonderful event. Everybody enjoys it. We will feature a number of local artists, and we have a lot of very fine artists here.
Oh, that's good to know.
And then our chamber players will be playing some of the parts of their program. So that's where we start. So at 6 o'clock, the music starts and ends at about 7. So it's a very nice night, and it looks like the weather's going to be good too. So
yeah, what a beautiful setting for it too.
Yeah, Thursday night we begin our series at the Palm Theater at 7:30, and then Saturday night 7:30 at the Palm. And then we have a very popular matinee on Sunday at 2:30.
Oh, that's nice.
So we're that will be our season.
So where most of the events aside from the one in the park take place in the Palm Theater?
All at the Palm Theater.
That's nice. So you've got one place to go.
Yes.
There's places to park.
Perfect. It's a wonderful location. We're glad to be there.
What is your favorite part about the Chamber Music Festival?
Well, it's the music. Yeah, I've always been a chamber music fan, and we also bring amazing musicians here who have been coming for a number of years, who are quite accomplished in their own right, and come here and with a small amount of practice put on amazing programs. So, yeah. That's pretty special.
Well, that's also pretty incredible too, because Telluride has so much music, and this is just another variety that y'all provide.
But not a lot of classical music.
Exactly, not a lot of classical music.
We're really happy to be able to present that, and I think as we go along, we are now associated with the Palm Theater, and we will try to present more classical concerts. In fact, September 16th, we're going to be bringing a very famous violinist,
fabulous,
a young violinist, Tessa Lark, and she'll be performing at the Palm. So we're trying to broaden our classical offerings.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining us today. This is Warren Paige from Chamber Music Festival. Check them out. Now, let's check out a new episode of Device Advice, a collaboration with the Wilkinson Public Library, and then we'll join Barbara Glansing to practice squat pose.
Hi, my name's Gloria Chavira.
And I'm Hank.
Welcome to Device Advice, brought to you by Wilkinson Public Library. Today, we are going to talk to you about 2 e-resources available to you from the Wilkinson Public Library. I will talk to you about transparent languages.
And I will talk to you about Libby.
Go ahead and start.
Some of you may be familiar with the Overdrive app. So, Overdrive has actually come out with a new, more user-friendly platform called Libby, available on your tablet or phone. So basically, Libby is an app where you can download ebooks and audiobooks using your library card, not just from Wilkinson Public Library, but if you have, for instance, a card from Ridgeway, you can attach that to your account and it'll actually let you check out more materials. Your shelf is easily accessible. All of the items that you have currently borrowed, I borrowed Ultimate Slime because I'm interested in some new ways of making slime in my home. Again, check it out, Libby, available in the App Store or Google Play Store.
Do you want to learn a new language? The library subscribes to a new e-resource, Transparent Languages Online, with over 120 languages, including ESL, English as a Second Language. To access this resource, visit www.telluridellibrary.org. Click on Research, then Research Resources. Lastly, look for Transparent Languages. You will need to create an account using your library card number. If you need assistance, stop by the library and ask for Hank.
Better not.
Or me. I'd be happy to help. Thank you for tuning in to Device Advice, brought to you by Wilkinson Public Library.
Welcome to our mini yoga series in beautiful Telluride, Colorado. My name is Barbara Glanznick, and today we're going to take a look at a squat. A great pose, especially if you have issues with your digestive system. So this mini series should provide you with some easy stretches that you can do throughout the day, especially when you don't have a lot of time. As always, I want you to really focus on the breath. So we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose only. Also, really move with care, listen to your body, and acknowledge and honor where you are today. Okay, so I want you to come to the mat, and I'm going to face you first. So you're going to keep your feet wider than your hips. And then basically we're just going to drop the seat down as much as possible. Now I'm going to turn so you can see me from the side. So heels are wider than the toes. We're going to be pigeon-toed as much as possible. Again, feet are wider than the hips so that the seat has space. And then for some people, this may be really hard to get the heels down. So if you can't reach the heels to the floor, just stay here and work on this. If you have the heels somewhere closer to the floor, you can feel that the insides of your upper arms are pressing against the knee. So now place your hand in prayer and reach your arms against the knee, creating more space. So we're going to sit here for quite some time, gaze in the direction of the nose, and just breathe. 1, make sure that your exhalation is really empty. And with your inhale, maybe you can reach your heart forward a little more. 2, if your shins are starting to talk to you, that's a good sign. Just keep breathing. 3, 4, and exhale for the last time. 5. And then gently just lift up and either sit down or do it again. It's up to you. Again, you can repeat this squat many times throughout the day. It's also a great pose to release any tension in your lower back. Thank you so very much for practicing with me today. I hope I'll see you again. Namaste.
Thanks, Barbara. We love your short yoga segments. If you'd like to catch longer episodes of Yoga with Barbara, check out our YouTube channel.
Well, Almost Live is almost over.
But if you missed part of the show, never fear. You can catch us every day, morning, noon, and night on Channel 12.
Or you can get on Telluride TV's YouTube channel or Facebook. Just get on there and click the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.